Hey, Justify. Path lines. Yeah, we're getting the NPCs flying from location to location today. They've always been able to fly, but not in the way that I wanted them to. How are you doing? Yeah, great. Just working. Nice. Yeah, I have this week like a break, just a few days to kind of get this stuff working. I want to get the whole like stat system. I got a seeding system happening for these NPCs now, so they can. Oh, database query day. Gotcha. I'm getting ahead of myself here on the platform. Turn off loads on this thing for the time being. A lot of space games? Nice. We've gotten a lot worked on, over the last few weeks. Like, or last month, we got a lot of the multiplayer stuff fully worked on. Including equipment, and opening your ship, and a lot of the gameplay mechanics are working fine in multiplayer, and now it's mostly just the background stuff. I really need the NPCs traversing. It's super important. I was doing a lot more work earlier on the economy simulation side of things, and that has some progress, so. Maybe we won't put the anger here. Yes, I know. It is. Maybe we can kill two birds with one stone while making the hangar its own area. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, authoritative server. All NPCs and everything are all server authoritative only. Player ships right now and players are their own client authoritative model until a rollback solution has been, fully established. They can stay this way for the time being until gameplay mechanics are done. Yeah, maybe in the hangar side we'll actually create another area called hangar area for the ship. If it all stop crashing. Hangar grid box. Well, have a good evening, you too. Because on the landing pad itself, there is an area, and I only want to use this area to determine that we've actually touched down, and we've arrived in the hangar, and we're actually landed. Like we've successfully kind of completed the loop. But this one's too finicky. It's too small of an area to really be determinant of you arriving at a location or not. So we want to have the larger, more all-encompassing area, which we use as an exit trigger for when we, when we've left. We'll leave the landing pad alone for now. Ideally, we're going to kind of remove the landing pad from the equation. This thing actually 32. It is. So 32 by 28. Oh, 24. Okay. Okay. All we want to do for the time being is if this happens on the server, then clear the ship. On both. Hey man, from Brazil here. Hey Blackhawk, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. If you're completely new, we're working on a space game called Unforgiven Space. It's kind of like a Sea of Thieves in space. We're completely in the middle of a bunch of refactoring. Demonstrate here what we're doing, but you just give us a bit and we'll get right back to it. Switch this to the widescreen. Just to show you the very basics here. Soon enough. Hang on one second. Alright, Blackhawk, so check this out. So here's just a very basic demo right now. So here we are on our server character, online, in multiplayer, on a station with NPCs, asteroids, all of the general tools. We're going to connect as another character. This one's going to be Blackhawk. And there is Blackhawk on the server. See, there they are. All of their all their IK stuff is working, guns, projectiles. We're here on the server together. You know, Blackhawk can come over and spawn his ship. Right, and it all works online. Right, we can go buy components. Lasers, everything we need to kind of put on the ship. Right, so we can go and outfit the ship. And we can do all this together in one seamless world. And the idea is we're kind of buying and selling cargo, bringing it from point A to point B, doing missions, or smuggling, or we can go buy goods, so different goods, one of each type. These are all all spawned in on the server. These are mine. I can take these and put them on my ship and bring them to point A to point B. And we can work together, we can be pirates or smugglers, or get some space speed over here. There's different missions, different bounty missions. Right? 0G. It's outside of the gravity volumes. You can see we're here in 0G. Been killed. This is like the foundation, it's all about smuggling, and we have fully fleshed out ship systems, all the components can be swapped out. Anyway, that's some of the game in current progress. So we use this one to determine whether we've truly left the pad or not. We're only going to deal with ships. Hey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Belated Merry Christmas, hell yeah. This is a very interesting week. Because I'm finally putting something together that has been put together before. So we have our new seated NPC system that's going about their day, going to bed, getting their food, doing what they need to do. But when their idle time reaches maximum here in a second, something new is going to happen. Well, should happen, but we'll see. Oh, this doesn't finish. Why it's not getting the body hanger area? Oh, right. So, Now, I don't think these left cleared the hangars though. That's the issue. We should have been getting 4 more spawn here as soon as that was actually cleared on the server. Right, no free landing pad. Although we shouldn't be looking for landing pads, we should be looking for hangars. HANGAR area. Right, get free hangar, no free hangar. So the hangar ships are being taken. I'll be right back. I use a mushroom real quick. We're getting there. Yeah, so we know that this is actually working, so it's got to be the ships departing. In this random alpha station, we need to change. I don't think NPCs are on a different physics site or anything, so. These are all fine. Every one of these little ones are fine. No, it's not. Okay, problem solved. So when you create a number of sessions, I wish you could close these if you turn it back to just one. Make it a lot easier. Maybe you get good fix. So our goal for tonight is to get NPCs traversing fully from point A to point B, and then be registered in the other station manager. Right, for them to do all of their loops. They're super sped up. Because the NPC passes at C to the ship, so we can respawn them in, and as soon as they clear the pad, there's room for more, which is lovely, as we want to see. And we want to have every single one of these NPCs go back to their virtual state and become kind of tied to the ship. And while this last one's doing its thing, as these come in, so they should technically be arriving and then doing a despawn, but they're not like pushing the hangar. So we need to kind of so the idea is that if we're pre-registering the hangar with the ship, but the landing location hasn't been updated right with the ship, it means it's designated but not in the area. So we need to kind of differentiate that a hangar exists, it's been assigned to someone, but that somebody is not there yet, right? They're not actually in the actual area, right? So because the idea then is if there's a differentiation between an assigned area, when we spawn the ship in, we don't want to consider them to have arrived and automatically despawned and everything. We need to know that they're coming from somewhere, right? They weren't just assigned this in advance and then. So they needed to depart and arrive. They're trapped by the gravity. Looking better and better. It's so close. I also this week was working on the like a lot of multiplayer I showed last stream, but what I probably didn't show last stream was the improvements to the economy system. Made it very stable. Oh, I did. I showed you this. Okay, good, good, good. That was it the other day, and this was fine. I want to get this in now. I want to kind of get it all bundled together. And with the NPC ships now able to do combat and to fight you, and you know the fact that they're all server authoritative now, like it's just this last equation of NPC traversal is like the groundwork of everything. If that makes sense, right? Like we can spawn any type of NPC, we can spawn any type of variation. We can improve the seed system for more attributes. Like when I bring in more fleshed out variations. How are the ships fighting you? They have so they themselves have a angle facing direction that they're trying to match. So they're kind of there's 3 layers of NPC skill, right? So the first level of an NPC is kind of yawing and pitching towards you, aiming towards you always, right? So they're kind of very dumb. They're just holding on the joystick and they're moving it to aim at you. And they have a gimbal, you know, because there's gimbaled weapons, and their accuracy is fairly determinate, right? They're leading you, but not meant to be like super accurate, right? So they're intentionally dumb. Second level combat NPC will then incorporate more other behavior, like the ability to continuously apply an opposing strafe in opposing strafe direction. In other words, they will be circle strafing you, right? They'll be strafing up and down and random, you know, and kind of changing their profile kind of randomly, a bit more radically. Exactly. Yeah. Right. But then the final variation of skill for an NPC will be taking cross section into accountability. So their goal is make their weapons face you, continuously strafe, but strafe in a direction opposed to your current velocities, like differential, but try to also roll, right, in a way that minimizes cross section, right? So then, equivalently, a medium ship will be smart enough, medium skill ship will be smart enough to roll away as their shield starts going down so that they can gain shield, right? Dumb ships are just gonna, their shield goes down, they're not taking shield facing into consideration. Second level ships will. Third level ships will be trying to do both, right? They will be trying to aim at you with a lot more precision, right? They will be attempting to keep their cross section at the highest, minimal amount of exposure, and they'll be smart enough to be able to, they're not just trying to face towards you, they're also taking their roll direction into consideration. So whatever when their shield is down. So this way we can kind of artificially limit that, like how hard or how not hard they are by limiting that input, right? That the virtual input itself of how they stay on point with you, how sluggish. Do NPCs level up? It depends. So the way they work in the economy simulation is like as pirates win their battle, then they will like gain reputation and temporarily kind of become more and more and more aggressive, right? With that skill level, similar to Elite Dangerous's, like ranking system. We need to kind of do like a, because if we just do like a dumb NPC, mid-tier NPC, the great thing about them is they have each have their own like CPU cost, and then a higher tiered, more advanced, similar to the NPCs in general, like the regular NPCs that just mess around. But then you have the security NPCs, which have IK, and they're more advanced. And then you have a final tier, which is capable of EVA, right? They're capable of raycasting their way to you. They're not limited to the Navnish. So we have to do the ships like in the same way, right? And there's no difference in them. They're still the same model. They're just a different. They just have more advanced features, right? Because then the great thing is there doesn't need to be all skilled NPCs being simulated, right? All it just kind of depends on what's being spawned. So the hope is that balance works, right? Yeah, I wonder if I should not use the area. I think what we're gonna do is we'll need to know. We need to know if the NPC is on a departure, arrival, or in a station mode. Only on surfaces. For ships, we have to use kind of like an octree, spatial division. So for space and the avoidance of things, think of everything being divided into a quadrant. So originally there's 8 empty quadrants, and for each object that exists, we continuously divide space. So it's just a graph, but there's a hierarchical DSP tree, but quad tree, and because we don't care about specifics. Like asteroids have their own unique way of kind of dealing with them. Yeah, right. But for for stations, we just give them a bounding, a very basic bounding volume, and we're like, avoid this. You know what I mean? Theoretically, they could even technically, while they're navigating, even use a spherical avoidance, like a distance check, like from their position in the volume. It's not like the big thing is as they do long-term navigational routes, because it's easy for them to sphere cast and avoid things while they're flying at EVA speed. But while they're following along like a quantum route, we still want to best approximate that route without slamming into a planet and vice versa, right? So there still needs to be a long system-wide pathfinding system, generic one, with the addition of having player sensors work as the counterbalance to that, right? So as things are being picked up on the AI sensors, well, they can react with that directly. They don't need to worry about like avoidance for those specific things, but for larger stuff then. And then for things like asteroids, we just gotta be a bit more forgiving. You just inherited a project from a contractor I hated. Oh no. Hey, I'm going now. Looking forward to updates. I wish you success in the journey. Look forward to first playable version. Have a good one, Blanco. Stringly, man. It's going. It's going. It's been a while. Want to see the want to see some progress. We're all in gray box still, so nothing's changing here in this regard. Yeah, absolutely. Check us out. Let's go and do the multiple running instances here real quick, and I want to show you the change this back over to the full screen. Gonna give it a go. I think when we oh yeah, hard-coded values. So check this out now. So now we're here in our server character. A lot more stuff is now working in multiplayer. So let's don't change your name here to Strictly. So Strictly, you're gonna be this person. Yeah. Because already NPCs are taking up the pads and walking around and getting bored and taking off and apparently flipping upside down, but that's not really what we care about testing right now. And in actuality, this is probably going to be problematic, but because they're taking up my my landing spot. They're a lot more complicated and simplified actually, but I want to show you. No, not this scene. Let's go back into. Oh yeah, multiplayer. Yeah. Here's our multiplayer testing scene, and our yeah, like what we're doing today is affecting everything that I want to showcase with this. So we might need to turn off the NPCs. But so this is what's new since it's probably been a while. So we come in here as Strigley. So the big focus is getting like everything in multiplayer is kind of the big thing right now. So you've seen all the stuff in guns working in multiplayer and ships in multiplayer. What we have new is all the new EVA animations work. Right, so in a few months. Okay, cool. So we're gonna come over here and let's do some testing. So let's get Strigley to spawn in a ship that they own themselves. So they own this custom combat ship. And this is a custom combat ship that's been outfitted with mining lasers. Right, now we can see all this. This is their ship on their profile. I'm responding it in multiplayer. Everything's fully synchronized. It's all been working. Right, so Strigley wants to demonstrate some of the different, things that are now working in multiplayer. We can start off with some of the delivery missions that just kind of go and do the tour of things that work online. And things that will work online now, like going forward. So first, let's observe a delivery mission being done. Alright, so delivery mission, let's get out of the way. Is it Strigley that we want? Right, so we can go through all these are all fully synced. So it's a pickup and drop off. We only have 2 in the test world, so but look, all of everything is fully synced. The item type, commodity, it's all working. You put it in your ship, bring it over to wherever it's gonna go. Everything just works. And you made credits. Right, so what about NPCs? Right? NPC missions. So there's different stations now, so we gotta kind of, as a random dice roll, they could be spawning on the other stations. So we will get one. It's come on, and all be spawning. Thinking that we're getting an error here. Have you messed around with like mistastic nodes? Mishtastic nodes? No. I feel like we're getting an error here. Trying to spawn a trading ship. No NPC, no NPC, no protection. We're hangar ready, and we're still getting a null ref on this hangar. Hey, bear like lion. Yeah, let's just see what's up with that real quick. Was that lower when? Yeah, I wonder what broke with the NPCs. Let me just do 2 real quick, because I just want to actually just test that. Laura is a communication standard, I think. Oh, okay. Gotcha. How you doing, Bear? want to get back to what we were doing, but I haven't really gone through and tested some of this stuff now that I've probably broken along the way of getting the new NPCs working. Because NPCs are now using a seed system, so they're actually spawning with a seed so that they can be rebuilt, and their stats are now fully working. So when they go on a ship and they get transported from A to B, they can be rebuilt with a seed. I open sourced a multiplayer project to teach people about networking, and I would love you to have a look at it. Oh yeah, absolutely. I saw that on the Surf's Up Discord. So get some. Oh, okay. So I think I know what's happening. The star system. It's not using the right resource. It's using. Let's see. Yeah, these are the 3 different types. I'm interested. Oh yeah, go ahead and link it. We are getting NPCs spawning their own ships, and that's kind of what we're working on. Cuties. Oh, that's awesome. I've already seen this. Should we get spawned in one of these guys? NPC, boom. No, there's an error. What's the error? See, the NPC is going over to the ship. And the ship is taken off. Cool, huh? And then once they're out of the way, if another NPC ship wants to go, which they will, so they don't have anywhere to go, so they're just leaving and coming back. This was not designed to take that into consideration right now, so it's kind of freaking out. Yeah, one of these hangar. Oh yeah, this one. We made a hangar, but we didn't actually add the. What is this? This is a test station that we made for this. It has a little custom one, so we need to define our nav marker. Actually, let me just find a hangar gray box. Put it there. What's that next plan is to give them a location to do courier missions or something. They'll already have the ability to spawn their own cargo and do their own missions. I'm very interested in non-standard bringing. I plan to see how I can replicate the equivalent of how torrents work or like distributed server. Not a single big like PvP server or a standard PvP server. Oh, that'd be cool. It's gonna fix that bug that we had, but it's still gonna have some issues. They're still not spawning in the. Yeah, see, our bounty mission resources, no. They were supposed to be spawning an advanced NPC at our mission target. So stations, I pick random. Maybe the star system. Maybe our station's not defined. Never changed anything with the bounty mission system, so. It looks like all of the stations are there. Yeah, looks like the station's null. It would have returns. That's weird. Or the NPC spawned. Well, everything's fine here. Let's see. Let's just do it in single player real quick. Multiplayer. And you know a good book on the doc. There was an old one from 2007 by the creators of who was it? I'm trying to think. It was all about like initial rollback and initial kind of multiplayer systems. Set the mission and see what spawning in an NPC real quick. NPC mission. Accept. Bump. So the station that we're being given is a node. Yeah, that looks good. So they're giving us the random station. Unless one of the stations doesn't have what's the name of this one? So this is just stations. This is the first main one. So if we step, there they are, and everything works. And we can shoot them, and everything is fine. What? Why were we getting a null ref before? NPC. Now this time, see what we get. We get another random station, which is fine. Which is fine. We can continue it. We got Look at this, all the NPCs are actually spawning in their own ships and leaving with them. In multiplayer, it's so cool. Like every one of these have to go, right? That's their job. Their goal is to go and run out of time, and they're going to go to their own ship and then take off and head off to another location. And this will continue to happen for every NPC. Let me just do a few more of these. Maybe we were just getting unlucky and we were randomly getting. I need to actually make the the NPC option. Because now there's test station 2. So there's one going to be spawning on test station 2 this time. Right, so this one won't have one. Spawned. Padre. What was the mission for? For Audrey. Oh, got killed. Weird. So that is them. I don't know wonder what's failing on the build. We gotta make them stop too. That's one thing that. Yeah, so they're still going. They're still going and coming. There's only one landing pad here, but the 10 NPCs they're doing their thing here. This one got tired, went to bed. It is Elite music. It's all random space music in the background. So every NPC now is taken off. They're all gone. And they're actually headed to a location that's like 2 million meters away. Like so far away that, like it takes forever for them to fly there. So they're all going to be gone for a while. And then we had like this one, we had one derp out. And yeah, I guess, they can't all be special. That's not need them to take like weapon fire, so we can kind of, debug tool destroy them. Custom. Embry wasn't great. In general, what we found when we were testing, it was easier to kind of have an understanding of what's an interior for each station module, and just knowing that if you're at a certain distance, just like pretty much don't render the interior. So you just get the exterior shell of each of the modules, and then there's a few more things I want to play around with. I love the Elite music; it's awesome. Refinery stuff should work too now. Yeah, it's not weird. I'm not getting any of the errors in the build, but here in the project, when we hit play, we just got an issue. We're spawning, and maybe it's just that it's the bounty mission system or something is not loaded or hasn't generated the missions yet. Give me 1 second. Did I hear someone outside?
Hmm?
Did you hear someone outside?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard Robin and him outside or something, or Tony and him.
Someone's outside?
I heard someone talking outside.
You're not hearing my headset, are you?
No.
The puppies would have heard them back and they haven't barked.
Yeah, it's weird.
The TV, the TV played sound for a few moments.
Oh, that might have been it.
Or I connected it to my headset.
But no, we actually did get one here, a null riff on the bounty mission. I mean, I should probably not be building this with .NET 10 at this point. So I just evaluate. You started a debugging session. I was debugging. Oh, I can't evaluate unless we're debugging. Filter. So there was one null except. From. Well, nothing too big. Oh, wait. Oh, I now see the problem. The right. We need the NPCs to not be flying away right now because see that the bounty mission system is taking account of just the NPCs that have already been spawned. And if they've kind of just gone and despawned themselves, they're kind of pre-failed early. Yeah, so we're afraid of apply. They should stick around for a bit, then they shouldn't be a part of the other. Speed of 0. Yeah, I still don't get it. While reading a couple of null riffs. Anyway, let's go back to the gravity testing. Because we need to discern. I'm getting this set up in advance. This new kind of platform. Because I want to bring in the real hangers and get their animations and stuff working. You know, like get it more than just gray box. Get them actually like spawning in, coming up, and then taking off. So it's a full, you know. And then similarly, same with the NPCs, like bringing them to their little closet, like their entranceway. So they'll kind of go and they'll go into their own little, you know, kind of doorway. Ship will spawn in, you know, come up, turn on, and they'll take off and go on about their way. And that's what I want to get working this week, is getting this process fully finished. What we might need is, as I know there's a hover target here, but it's not animated. And I think we'll need a bone with a bone attachment to be used with the, so we have this temporary collision shape that's animatable. But I think what we want is for like this. Yeah, because this bone doesn't move, I don't think. There's this bone attachment. Will actually need ultimately a marker. It'll be at the origin of the scene. Kind of in a position where we can drive it with the animation. Pull the ship down and pull it up. And not to mess with the existing system, what we'll do is we'll do a bone attachment. And we're just going to call it ship bone attachment. It's an external skeleton for it. So we want to like not mess with the original model. And then we'll just pick that skeleton and we'll pick that bone, which is the head primary left. Put the over target it. Yeah. And then similar there, we just run the animation. Over target should be good. It will stay. I don't know why it kind of gives that weird error. It is banded bones, it just doesn't look refreshed. Yeah, 1 meter is fine. Just gonna duplicate this instead for the rendering. Yeah, we gotta get the ship state working a bit better, I think. Initially, making sure when we spawn the ship's in hangar mode or in station mode, and it is departing. We can start kind of like knowing not to spawn the ship in advance too early. Hey, this is a video game? Yeah, this is a video game. Let's do it now. Oh, thanks. Right, the new ones are spawning. Right. Yeah, so we just need to get the despawning like happening. But the goal that we're trying to do, Livid, or the goal of this week, is to get the NPCs fully transitioning between two station managers. So getting them becoming a virtual ship, and then when they arrive, they spawn. Like they despawn the ship, and then respawn their players, right? So they can transition truly from point A to point B. So these ones don't have the spot to land, so they're just kind of continuing on. You just 3D model? That's awesome. 3D modeling is the hardest part. Hardest part of the whole thing. Yeah, see, so they're just coming back, and we need to kind of rotate this whole station because the gravity is terrible. They're not aligning because they're not close enough for the algorithm to know they need to align, so they're kind of... You think it's way easier? What kind of stuff do you model? Like, they're here, they just can't make it. But let's actually just, for the time being, give this thing a whirl. Because we're not actually going to be getting the other hangars working tonight, I don't think. So we're still getting some errors. It's so weird, we're still not finding that hangar area on some of these. It's just weird. I modeled like a spaceship interior recently, just about done. A model like from Halo games and Fallout, stuff like medieval military stuff, mostly hard surface. That's awesome. It's cool. Yeah, that's what I need worked on now. Is that's been my biggest dilemma now. Is the station interior stuff. It's hard. I mean, oh, that's cool. Yeah, so like here we have some nice volumetric lighting, and I'm trying to kind of get this nice sense of feel for when we're heavily inspired by Knights of the Old Republic. Cool. Oh, no weapons on the ship. Wow, thanks. Yeah, they're kind of combining a lot of baked lighting. So I've gotten a lot of stuff working. I need to get it all modeled. I mean, all the detail. I just like how like simple and how simple the sci-fi designs are in Knights of the Old Republic. It's been a while since I played that game. You're in the darkness. Yeah, lots of dead space. Well, see, the idea is for it to be like an 80s mall, right? So ignore how dark it is, but there'll be all these different, like, locations that you can go and buy things, right? Each one will have like a little delivery terminal, right? Different things to buy and sell. They're so dark right now, you can't even see the colors of these, and different layers. Yeah, it's the idea, right? I'm trying to merge fake lighting with realistic lighting. So here is a habitation module. So this is what I've been kind of doing. So this is still all gray box, but all of this is baked out. Yeah, so you can spawn in like your own little like room in one of these. They're all like using the same kind of 8x8x4 prefab. But the cool thing, is when this is done well, like when it's done well. So I want to turn off the stuff mixing here. Let's go to the yeah. All right, so here I've turned off. So now you can see like the mixture. So we have the real-time lighting, right, from our direction light mixing with our baked lighting, right? So the idea is, even though all this is static, as the station is rotating, right, as things are moving, you'll get the best of both worlds. So what I'm trying to do is build a light map system for each station module. So there's no real lights. Like there'll still be 8 lights per module for real-time lighting, as you see there's no lighting here. I don't have a shadow because it's because there's no lights. It's all baked, but it'll be extremely performant. And the cool thing is then if I do each of these modules and I put in little pot lights and all the little details, it'll all just look good. You know what I mean? Like all the little light sources are going to be baked into the environment, right? It's like the little running lights. It's really important to me that I kind of keep this really 80s dark, grungy, sci-fi kind of look to it. Like I want my game like lore wise to be more like Cowboy Bebop. If that makes sense, like the world, everything is kind of designed in a prefab like kind of situation too. It's all meant to be, as if it was all assembled. Assembled and dark and right. So then all the detail here, like these are all just normal maps. And I made my stuff modular too, it's just easy for blocking out. Yeah, absolutely. Just need it. Yeah, it's what I find the hardest, right? Is modeling, and it's, the game development stuff is obviously time consuming, but trying to create this vision that's in your head and getting it to look good, is have it all like make sense and kind of become the thing that you want. Yeah, sure. Just the Discord for the game is unforgivenspace.com. If you just go to the domain, it just forwards you to the Discord. Yep. But I don't know. I think it'll all come together. I'm trying to get everything to a visual slice now. It's like in Unity it was a visual slice. I'll kind of show you like where we left off with what I call the visual slice. When I started getting heavy into the development, we used a separate project that was only gray box. It means the builds are a lot lighter, easier to manage, and I pulled that same build into the secondary project where we just got to swap out the art assets. Like you're literally just opening up the model, like the gray box version, and just swapping out the asset. All the code and everything is the same, right? It's the same repo. It's just there's just more art assets involved with it. And the main game was like 12 gigabytes, so it's huge. So I haven't been able to I haven't been working out of this project in a while. I've been just getting systems going. I like use SketchUp because it's so simple. Yeah, because this is the like this is about the spacing. I started the old space thing. So like this is what the ship looks like when it's not in gray box. There's all the components. Just go to the site. So this is kind of like, this is where things were in Unity originally, with their different shops and things. And there was a lot of things I liked about this. I liked looking over into the volumetrics and seeing the ship and a few things. And I kind of liked the terminals here. But it was, this was all very early, the bar and everything very early. Just like, this was like the first little kind of truck stop location. You could go and outfit the ship and customize it, and now we're moving away from that and getting into like the what I call like station. prototype, which is like this variation, right, which still, you know, doesn't have the final art that you're seeing in the in the other scene, but you know, just being able to kind of make things more modular and still be able to kind of connect everything together. Yep. I wonder why these man, it's funny how like they're not oh, because we're on the other main part. Yeah, so all this was before. Yeah, somehow a little bit more detailed. Yeah, the customization of ships is actually a lot of fun. Spawn function must return a node. Kid furry. Hey kid, how's it going? Some of these stations, like, does I need to change? They're just kind of like a prototype one. There's like a greenhouse and a few other things. Overall, I like, you know, liking the where I am with it. I just wish I was better at the art. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of work. UV unwrapping all these pieces and trying to make it scale, right? So at least now I'm at a stage where I can like kind of up and down the UVs and kind of like, you know, kind of everything aligns to like 2 meters. It's not perfect, but it's, you know, it's pretty good. There's only one random normal that I have on here, which is one I stole as a panel on the ship. But at least I can change it out. I know it'll tile, you know, I can kind of create some variations. And... on the Discord? Sure. Where to? Oh, just to me directly? Okay, cool. Accept the mission message request. Perfect. Oh, these are cool. I like the retro, like the old terminals, you know, like the almost reminds me of older radar, you know, and sonar, and yeah, I think like the Spaceballs consoles, you know, with the jam and the jelly. Cool. Playing a lot of Arc Vaders, there's a lot of like nods and stuff there too. Anyway, it is 11. I'm gonna get ready. We're gonna probably go raid someone. I'm gonna keep working on this. We're getting there. Arc is really cool. Yeah, I'd love. I know Arc is. I'm really digging. You know what Arc is doing. But that's gonna be the goal for the week, because then I can get these main ones online. And we can. I want to get back into doing art again. You know, before the holidays are over. But I really like that's my goal right now. We just want NPCs to go from A to B. That's it. NPCs, get them going from A to B. Probably wanted to readjust the arrival and departure stuff. Like we need to kind of redo like the AI states of the ships themselves, so we kind of know like that the ship hasn't taken off yet. Like they've just been born. Like they haven't left anywhere, so they don't get like stored right away. You know, there's time for the NPCs to get to them. You know, and the same thing on arrival. Like when they land, we want to, make sure there's time for the NPC to get out and kind of get registered, go about their day. Even need some models and like my stuff, and I can make a version for you. Sure. Yeah, if you're on the server, like I said, keep in touch. I'll take a look and see. I don't texture model of my stuff though. Yeah, that's my problem too, brother. Like I started really getting into UV wrapping recently, and then I have a Substance license, for Substance Painter, and then kind of slowly getting into it. And that's like a whole other skill, you know what I mean? Like first is topology, and then you get, after topology, because even on the main chip, most of that detail are normal maps that I baked out manually. I had modeled them all first, and then baked them all out from the topology. But I still never textured them. I can use Substance Painter, I just choose to cut that 30 hours out. Yo. Yeah, it's just gonna cube project this real quick and then resave it, export it. All right, let me go and spend some time fixing bugs, and then we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll work on it again. I'll end it here on YouTube.